Welcome and thanks for joining us this afternoon. Minnesota State is in the NCAA Tournament against Western Michigan. Game time is 4 p.m. Central in Fargo, North Dakota. Coach, I'll take the first one here. This is your first trip to the NCAA Tournament as the head coach here. As a whole, what has the season been like for you and just the experience of going through this 6 months with this group?
Yeah, I mean, I think this group, you go through the grind. I think we'd all love it to be six, but it's way more than six. They're back here in June and training and doing their part. Committed group that cares and loves and take care of one another and make it a complete joy to come to work out of their desire to be better and their desire to just look at the big picture of things. It's a fun group. The tournament gives us another opportunity. We talk season 1, season 2. This is season 3. So we want to put our best foot forward. There's a lot to do. We want to play for our logo and our school and for all the guys and what we do for family respect, and we want to play for the CCHA.
There's not a lot of time between the Mason Cup Championship and then your first game of the NCAA Tournament. What does the preparation look like for this final couple of days before you head to Fargo?
Yeah, I think the players probably get the small dose of the staff, which I got to tip my hat to our staff and to our student helpers and the guys that do the work way behind the scenes. They've been incredible as far as prep and getting ahead of things. And so it's good for us on that side. It's quick. It's going to be fun. I mean, our guys are looking forward to play games.
Open it up to some questions here. If you can, raise your hand on the stream. Kevin Dudley.
Hey Luke, I'm sure you've had a lot of time to watch Western now over the weekend, maybe even just talk about what makes them so good offensively. What are some of the traits that stand out to you that allow them to be as explosive as they?
Yeah, their goal marker of scoring goals is a really high number, and they're obviously the ratio of the goals scored and goals against it's a winning formula for everybody. One, they're very well coached. First class and a very good coach. Hertz is a wonderful assistant there. They do a great job for their guys. I think it's balance. They've got, balanced scoring throughout their group. They play a game they play the right way. They play a hard game that gets to the net. They're competitive with their sticks. They can be physical when they need to. They can skate when they need to. I think their D's, get plenty involved, and they've had goaltending that you can count on, that you can actually probably lead on the offensive side of the puck. So, they're a tested group that, they just went through a war there in the NCHC to get to the seed that they got to right now. And it's a good team. For me, in my opinion, they're the best team in the country.
Jack Hittinger, USCHO.
Hey, Luke, just sort of piggybacking on that, obviously, I think I saw on Selection Show they said that they were the top scoring team in the country. Obviously, you guys, I think, are the best defensive team in the country. Do you put any stat or any weight in that sort of thing, best offense versus best defense, or is that not really something that you're thinking about in those terms?
I would give. I think they're dangerous. It doesn't take a big window for them to climb in and get opportunities. I'm sure. I know those guys are doing their job and finding out what we do and why we do it. But they've got a little bit of volume shooting going. If you look at Bump, he's got over 200 plus 225 shots. That's an incredible large number. So there's others there that with that balance of their group that they set the next line up. So that's probably given them a lot of their offensive success. There's a lot of 5-on-5 goals on that group. So they're comfortable on the special teams and the 5-on-5 side. So, I do expect it to be a little bit of a tug of war. And at the same time, we got to be smart on our side. That, like I said, I think they're the best team in the country.
Back to Kevin.
A little bit building off that, do you feel like, given the formula that you guys have used for a lot of the year, that is trying to keep the game more low scoring, maybe gonna be a point of emphasis and something that you think will favor you guys and maybe the third period late of a low scoring game?
Yeah, I mean, it's tournament time, so I don't think you're going to get a perfect game in any manner. if you expect perfect, you're probably in trouble. So we got to make sure that we do our part and keep the puck in front of us and do some things that make us effective, and not let them get loose and turn it into a track meet and turn it into something that they play long and fast the way they do. So we got to be physical. We got to make sure we get our stops when we can, and we got to be clean with when we've got the puck, just not give it away. Because if you want to turn over pucks against this group, they definitely have the ability to come back and make you pay for it.
Other questions for Coach?
With their scoring ability, how big is, I know Tracy's been a huge factor for you guys all season long, but how big is he going to be in this game and in the tournament overall for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Tracy's been fantastic. This will be a good test, no question, with net pressure and their volume, and just their flat-out skill with ability on that side. So I think you get to this time of year, close your eyes around the tournament. No one out there's got a goalie that's not playing well. I mean, this time of year is often called goalie, not even hockey. So we got to make sure we do our job in front of them, and we'll keep counting on a guy that's been a real rock and pillar for us all year long.
Kevin?
Speaking of Trace, is there a comfort for you being able to look at him in a situation like this, in this kind of do or die setting, and know that you've been in these with him before and won one in a tournament like this before?
Yeah, I'll take Trace in my foxhole every day of the week. Just even as simple as today practice, like you can see where he's at and what he needs, and he's a studier. He wants to see what the other team's doing, where chances are coming from, that type of thing. So his prep and his routine is so high end, and they've got Hampton in the net there, and he's very familiar playing in Fargo, being a Fargo alum. He's been in one net, and I know the net Trace is going to be in. He's been in plenty of battles in that arena as well in Fargo. So that comfortability is probably a good thing as well.
Jack?
Yeah, just thought I was looking at your roster. Obviously, you've got a couple guys that played in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, and I think Josh is probably the only guy that's still on the team that played at the Frozen Four last time. How much do you lean on his leadership? Obviously, it seems like he's a guy that is a big leader for you guys. But how much are you getting the guys to lean on him, and maybe some of the other guys that have been there before, to just sort of know how to conduct themselves and prepare themselves for these type of games?
Yeah, we're lucky. I mean, there's guys that have been in the tournament setting, Groller, Kraj, Isley. Those guys have all been through this. You look back, Psychos and Wheeler, those guys were young guys here. How big of the piece of the pie they had at the time is probably not the same as now, but we are there's been some great conversation about things that they went through that they liked or didn't like, or travels or whatever. So I'll tell you here, what they feel, what they know is as important whatever a coach could possibly know. So they've been a huge help at this point.
Any other questions for Coach Strand?
You mentioned the fact you thought they were maybe the number one team in the country right now. Are you guys really embracing the underdog role for yourself? And maybe just talk about that, how you're going into this tournament thinking that maybe being an underdog.
Yeah, I mean, they're 4, we're 14, so I think that probably swings the pendulum a little bit. I just all year long, it wouldn't be this last bit. I mean, you look at their record, and their overtime losses and their regulation losses are darn near the same. They put in their time as a staff to develop players, and it showed up. And at the same time, I think we have as well. I just watch a lot of video, and I watch a lot of teams play, and that's where I just feel that they've got somewhat an advantage across the country, what their body of work looks like, and we look forward to that opportunity to go up against them.
All right. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us on the call. Best of luck, Coach, this week as you embark on the NCAA tournament.
Thank you.